Hey, this is Cindy. We left off yesterday on identity and knowing your identity. So, since I had felt like I had lost my identity, I knew I had to put in the work to find out when and where did I lose my identity. And in my searching, I realized that rejection wasn't brought on in my marriage, it was just magnified in my marriage. I already had issues with rejection from previous relationships that I had never healed from. And so then you bring that residue into your marriage, and then it just magnifies. And so now, since this was magnified, I had to decide to actively put in the work to find healing, to release my old behaviors and start learning new behaviors. You can't expect to have something different doing the same thing. That doesn't work. Okay, so how do you know when you're healed? I like to use this analogy that if you have a sore and you bandage it up, if it's hurting, you don't allow anybody to get near that sore. You protect it with everything you have. And then if something hits it, then you're in pain. But when you take that bandage off that sore and you begin to dig out the infection, that's when it's the most painful. Digging out the infection, digging out what shouldn't be there, getting to the actual root of the problem. And then once you dig out all the infection, that sore is able to heal properly. And then when it's touched, there's no pain associated with it. You may have a scar. You'll know what it's from. But there's no pain associated with it because you're completely healed. And so that's what we have to be able to do, is really dig deep to the root and stop living in pain, living a false identity. How are we ever going to be strong people? I like to use the analogy that the church is only as strong as its families. How are we ever going to be strong families if we're always living disillusioned, always trying to hide from our own selves? You have to be able to dig where you know you're getting triggered. So you know if something happens and you feel something or something is triggered, you know you're not healed. You know there's still some work to be done. And there's no shame in that, because we all are a work in progress. And we'll all be better for it by putting in the work to be better. Because we don't have to live in rejection. You don't have to live being a people pleaser. You don't have to lose your identity. You can find yourself. So now that you can reach your destiny and your purpose, I'm not telling you, if you're in a very healthy marriage, not to be codependent with your spouse. That's what you're supposed to do. You're dependent on each other. But if you're otherwise in an unhealthy marriage, you have to learn how to become an independent thinker. Your focus cannot be on that man all the time. If you're always being consumed with what they do, what they don't do, how they're doing it, you've given away your identity. you've become so entrenched with his that you've lost yours. So the first step to healing is being able to find your identity and find out where you lost it and begin to do the work to find the healing.